Hey, what's up, guys? So, I'm gonna film a quick video showing and breaking down the exact changes that we make and additions that we made to help you guys increase your closing percentage because that currently is our main bottleneck. Getting higher quality prospects on your closing calls, getting warmer quality leads, and I think it's not really the volume, but more so getting more qualified prospects that know more about your product before they hop on a call. Okay, so these changes that we make right now will guarantee you guys to have warmer prospects that are basically 80% pre-sold on your product based on the pre-call sequences and the pre-call funnel. Okay. Now, first thing we made is the VSL changes. So with the VSL right now, we made it a bit more simple so that more of your prospects can focus on the video, and we want them to convert better. Okay. So we changed it to the format to Vidalytics as well, the media, so that first of all, we can track the analytics of the VSL. And also, it does this very cool thing where the progress bar speeds up in the beginning and then slowly towards the middle. Okay, so that's first things first. Now, with the VSL, I want to show you guys some stats. Uh, Very good VSL. We could definitely A/B test it in the future because with VSLs, 80% of the, conversions is based on the copy. 20% is the production. So the edits don't really matter. It's more about what you say in your VSLs. And right now we have a 8.7% average percentage watched based on 62 unique viewers. Okay. Not if it's not too bad, but we can definitely test different VSL copies in the future to get a better average watch time rate. Okay. Now, second thing we added is an application page. So before we had an application on the booking page, and the reason we don't want that with funnels is because we're not able to track the people who fall off when they're booking the page. There are people that don't book, right? Um, for example, they saw the qualifiers and the financials, and they're like, "Ah, oh, maybe I don't want to do this or whatever," right? So that's what we want to have a separate application page to track those people that fall off that don't book over here. Okay, so what it looks like. This is the actual page, by the way, so you guys can see. Let me fill this out. So if they put under 2K, this is what happens. They're going to get a message right here. Thank you for applying. However, based on your answers, it seems like you're not in the position to start nor scale your window cleaning business. You need to be based in the United States and have at least 1.5 to 2K for mentorship. If this was a mistake, please refresh and start again. Okay. Instead of having the whole automation, this is what we're going to have right now so that they can, if they want to repeat the whole application, they'll just refresh the page and then just keep going. Okay. If they fill anything other than under 2K, they'll get redirected to the other page, which is the booking page. Okay. So now in the booking page, there's no more questions. It's just their details and they just book immediately. Okay. So this will allow us to track the amount of people that don't actually book, even though they filled out the application. Very important metric to track. Okay. Now, for those people that don't actually book, we're going to implement a setter. Okay. So our setter right now, we can implement a setter immediately for this week, but we have a savage setter that we recruited from a big offer that can come starting next week on the 9th. Okay. So what's going to happen is, and also we can implement the setter immediately. I have a setter for this week that we can put in just to dial some leads. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a setter that's going to immediately call these people that did the application but didn't book the call after 3 minutes of them filling out the application, and then they're going to triple dial. Okay. If they don't answer, we're going to send a voice note from Ryan, right, directly on GHL saying, "Hey, what's up, man? It's Ryan from Rich Consulting. I see you applied for me to help you grow your window cleaning business. Is there anything I can do to help you out with in particular, or do you have any questions for me?" A very consultative frame. Okay, nothing pushy, no sales resistance. If they don't reply to this, or even after, maybe like after immediately. I would say after, let's say, maybe 6 hours or so, maybe 3 to 6 hours, we're going to immediately launch them into the daily email sequence for 5 days. Okay. This is already written out. This is already implemented, guys. Okay. 5 days of consistent emails. You guys can check a look at this. Can I open this real quick? Wait. Okay, there we go. So 5 days of email sequences, just to nurture these leads and to get them back on watching the VSL. Okay. You guys can see the copy here that we wrote. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. It's a copy to really coming in as a frame of FOMO as well. All right. So that is what we do in the 5 days to get them back on the calendars, to get them back on watching the VSL, to applying. Now, if they still don't book, we're going to nurture them. We're going to put them into a 30 days value sequence with 10 to 12 emails. This one we haven't implemented yet because we don't have enough case studies, especially video case studies as well. Okay. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is the closing percentage, which is affected by other things like the pre-call resources. Okay. So what happens if they do book in a call? So right now, our current sequence is just confirmation email with a thank you page, Loom, 24-hour. What we added is a 6-hour email reminder that also redirects them to the podcast 6 lessons. So if you guys check the podcast, let me just go here. You guys, we redirect them. We redirect them to this podcast right here. 6 years, 6 lessons, how I built a multi-million-dollar. Okay, so that's what we added here, and then we're also going to implement the setter immediately after they book the call. We're going to have our setter dial them within I would say within like 2 to 3 minutes, maybe within 2 minutes. Just to confirm the call, do a little mini triage to not raise any sales resistance, just to build more rapport. And we're going to ask them to reply to our confirmation email with got it. That way, none of the other emails later on will go to spam. Okay. This will also increase the health of your emails domain in your GHL. Now, we're also going to immediately after the triage call make a WhatsApp group with the closer with Julius. Okay. Where this is what Julius is going to send. Ideally, we want to send a YouTube case study. Okay. With a YouTube case study, basically your sales asset, but we don't have that at the moment, so no problem. We can send our podcast clips, okay? And this is what the sequence is. Hey, prospect, this is Julius. I'm the senior consultant, whatever. We can change this name a little bit, play around with it. At Reach Consulting that you'll be speaking with. If you haven't already listened to Ryan going over, so here we're gonna send different sales assets based on what they put on their application. So on their application, if they put their under 20K revenue, we're gonna send them a podcast clip of how to get to 20K a month. So this is what we're gonna send. Let me check this one. How to get to 20K per month without ads. If they're over 20K, we're going to send them 3 pillars to build a service-based business because we feel like that's a lot of pain that a lot of business owners face where they're consistently working inside of the business. Okay. So that's what we're going to send. This will immediately build more rapport with your leads immediately. Of course, I think we're working on this right now, our couple of good case studies, being able to nurture them with your long form assets. But this will immediately make very good changes to the closing rate and to help you guys book more calls and have warmer prospects as well. Okay. That is what we're focusing on, the needle moving things right here. And setter, I can immediately implement, after a call as well. But our official setter is going to come on the 9th. Come on the 9th because he has to leave his other offer. But we can have a temporary setter just to test out the process this week, starting maybe Monday or Tuesday. Okay. Let me just check if there's anything else I missed. This one we can cover later, but basically 10 to 12 value emails for 30 days if they book the call but don't show up. So the sequence, if they call and if they don't show up to the calls, obviously close it to Julie's, triple dial them and email them. And then we're going to have our setter dial these no shows every single day just to get them back on the calendar. Okay. This will 100%, guys, 100% put you guys on the right path to 100K a month. But obviously, just to set expectations correct, this is not, 30-day turnaround, get rich quick. It is a slow but steady progress to 100K a month. And I am very confident that we can get there. We just need to add some things, change a bit of things, and build consistent progress. Okay. So yeah. Oh yeah. So these are some things that I want to point out as well. So right now, all of these clips are on Podcast Apple. So if you open this on your phone, by the way, if you open this link on your phone, oh no, that's me. If you open this link right now on your phone, on an Android, you're not able to open this link. You're not able to watch any of the podcast clips. Even if you have an iPhone, but you don't have the app, the podcast app, you can't even open it. So I would say around 60% of Americans have iPhones, but for the other 40%, they're not able to watch your assets. So that's very, very important. That something that we can definitely fix. What we can do very simply, Ryan, you can have your editor repurpose these audio clips on YouTube and just have the logo. Have the logo on the YouTube video, make a very static logo, and then just make it the audio, right? Very, very simple. Make it the audio, and then we can immediately just, instead of using those podcast Apple links, we can use the YouTube links. That way, your audience can keep watching your other content that you may have in the future. So that is to build a foundation of your long form, and also build like a content ecosystem, because your YouTube connects to your Instagram and then your Instagram connects to your YouTube. It just builds a content ecosystem to be nurtured on your middle of funnel. That's how prospect get 80% pre-sold on your product. Okay. So very important. It's something very easy we can do. Definitely a low hanging fruit for your editor to do very quickly within a couple of days or even a couple hours. Old leads. So I'm gonna film a quick other video, Ryan, for you to how to transfer your old leads. And of course, we already talked about the case study that I sent you the framework. So these 3 things that we can do right now to move the needle. Okay. But hope you guys understand. Let me know if you guys have any questions. But I hope you guys have a very good weekend. Looking forward to meeting with you guys again on Wednesday, I believe. I think, yeah.